Katie Timmerman went from playing college basketball and now is training for the 2028 Olympics in handball. And her mindset is everything. We talked about what it really takes to start over, push through setbacks, and stay mentally strong when the pressure is so high. Her discipline, her focus, and her belief in the process, it's seriously inspiring. If you've ever felt stuck or feel like it's too late to pivot, this episode's for you. You're going to love it.
Katie, you already had a full career in basketball. What made you take that leap and start over in a completely different sport?
Well, the opportunity just kind of fell into my lap out of nowhere. I happened to be at a basketball tournament of all places in our Pac West Conference finals, and I got a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity from our assistant coach at the time of the USA Women's National Team to come try out to handball. And the potential that they said for being able to maybe become an Olympian kind of transcended anything that I could do within basketball, given the high talent and competitiveness of basketball within the United States. So I was like, you know what? Why not? The opportunity presented itself, fell in my lap. I feel like it's a great opportunity to take.
What was the hardest part of that transition for you? Was it physical, mental, or emotional? What was that like?
I think mentally it's probably the hardest because you become an expert and a master in this one sport you've been playing for your whole life. For
Right.
me, I was playing basketball for 20 plus years to all of a sudden play a sport I just heard about, maybe like within a month trying to figure out all of the logistics and try to catch up with those people who've been experts and playing for their whole lives. It was definitely a mental battle to be able to put myself into that growth mindset again, beginner's mindset after having, pushed myself to such high extremes in basketball.
You've been training and competing all over the world. How has that changed you as a person?
Oh, I think I've grown so much since traveling as a person. I've got to spend 2 years in South Korea playing professional basketball, and that's where my mom was born. So being able to
Oh,
connect,
wow.
yeah, being able to connect with my heritage just on a deeper level and really understand kind of her upbringing was amazing to me. And then I also got the opportunity to bring all of my family out to Korea when I was playing out there. So that was her first time being back since she first moved to United States. So it was kind of a full circle, bigger than sports
Wow.
moment, which was just amazing and like it's priceless if I'm being honest. And
Oh,
then
absolutely.
yeah, and then like living in Europe, it's interesting to compare and contrast everywhere that I've lived because it's everywhere lives such different lives, but I'm grateful to be able to have the experience to like explore as many of them as I can.
The Olympics is such a big long-term goal. How do you stay focused and motivated every single day?
Yeah, with it being so far away, still a couple years out, having little small tangible goals along the way kind of helps me stay grounded and be able to pursue that long term. I mean, I've been able to see my growth from when I first started picking up handball again full time last year to this year, and it's just kind of a reminder of, okay, look how far I've come. We still got a ways to go, but you are making progress, even though every day you can't necessarily see it.
Is there anything that gives you an advantage since you have been such an amazing basketball player and doing a different sport? Is there anything that's kind of helped you, you think, having had that experience?
Yeah, I think my mindset has really helped me the most and what has allowed me to kind of transcend into handball and to be able to adapt so quickly from basketball. With basketball, I know what it takes to get to the highest level possible. So I know I'm able to do that and that I'm capable of doing that and restarting it essentially within handball. So I can go from beginner to master because I've done it before in basketball.
How many people are on the Olympic team for handball?
I believe the roster is 14. It varies from tournament to tournament, but I think the Olympics is 14.
We hear trust the process all the time, but what does that actually look like for you on days that feel so challenging?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a big believer in trusting the process. I was never the most, I would say, talented athlete, but I've always been the hardest working athlete in whatever sport that I'm pursuing. So just being able to trust and know that it's all going to work out in the end, and that as long as you're stacking little days, day by day, that'll build up to a lot of experience over time. And then that jump is essentially what gets you to the next level.
Have you had a moment when you've doubted yourself? I mean, we all do. And what did you do to push through that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like doubt is such a natural thing, especially when coming into a new sport. I've had many moments where I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what am I actually doing? I gave up a professional life overseas playing in Korea where I'm getting paid to do what I love to just start a new sport completely raw where I have to like pay for everything essentially, start over and basically from ground zero. So, um, ugh, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
No, no, no. I mean, it's something to think about. Like, do you ever think like this was really not the right choice for you from a financial perspective?
I mean, I've had those thoughts, but at the same time, again, it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. I figure I have the time and the availability now to, and kind of the finances now to kind of pursue it. But I do know that is a limiting factor for a lot of people. I'm just happy I'm in a position to be able to pursue it financially.
Are you going to go back and play basketball again, do you think? Or is that part of your career over?
I mean, I've thought about it when I first started, and every now and then it kind of comes back into play as to whether I want to return. But I think it's so far out ahead right now. I just really want to focus on handball, finish this chapter of my journey, see where I am at in life when 2028 happens, and then assess from there.
What does a typical training day look like for you right now?
So I try to balance work and working out as much as possible. So right now I try to work out in the morning and then I'll work in the afternoon and then work out again in the evening. So usually in the morning it'd be like a conditioning or strength training session. I'll go do my thing at work and then it'll be more of a handball throwing or handball specific training in the evening.
You talk a lot about resilience, and what does that mean to you personally?
Just resilience is just kind of what's again got me here. It's just fighting through the good days, fighting through the bad days, showing up even when you don't want to. I think having that sort of mentality and just pushing yourself to be the best you can be will take you very far in life. And I think I'm a good testament to that as to how far it could bring you.
You're also helping bring more awareness to handball in the U.S. Why is that important to you?
Because obviously, the sport of handball, it's such an amazing sport and it transcends above me, regardless of my experience is, all my accomplishments. The primary goal is to grow handball within the United States because we're behind the eight ball a little bit compared to the European and to the Asian countries. And I feel like it's such a great sport that Americans will love. Just there's a lack of knowledge behind it and there's a lack of resources funding it. So nobody really knows about it. But so far, every experience that we've had with LA tryouts or with Florida tryouts, they're like, wow, I'm so surprised I've never heard of this sport before. And people fall in love instantly playing it, and then I have a feeling they'll fall in love instantly when they watch it as well. So being able to just grow the sport to hopefully be America's next great sport as we try to coin it, would be amazing.
For young athletes that are watching who might feel like they're behind or on a different path, what would you say to them?
I would say never give up. It's never too late as long as you like work hard for what you really want in life. I think any goal is achievable. If it gives any sort of insight or encouragement, I started handball and in about 2 months I was able to make a national team just due to my persistence, due to my work ethic, and just wanting it really badly. So nothing is impossible. Don't limit yourself. Don't sell yourself short. Shoot for your dreams.
When you picture 2028 standing there at the Olympics, what does that moment look and feel like to you?
Oh, it gives me chills thinking about because especially it's in my hometown. So I'm from LA, born and raised in the South Bay, and we're having it in Long Beach. So I remember I've been asked this question before, and I see like the arena and all the lights and all that stuff, but I just see my community in the stands, like all of the people who have helped support me to get here, my family, my friends, everybody at work, all of my teammates, and just there's just so much love and like magic, I guess, in the air for a lack of better words.
Okay, we're going to do some rapid fire. Are you
Okay.
ready? Here we
Okay.
go.
So,
Basketball or handball?
ah, handball,
Morning workout or night workout?
morning workout for sure.
What do you do when your day isn't flowing?
Ooh, I kind of journal or I listen to music and just kind of give myself a second to reset.
How important is self care to you? And do you have any special things that you're doing with diet or exercise?
Oh, self-care is honestly one of the most important things for me. Like I said, I journal to try to just get everything on my mind out of my brain and into paper. I prioritize my sleep, which is really important. Try to get at least 8 hours every day. And then diet as well. I try to focus on whole nutritious foods instead of processed and prepackaged stuff.
Where is your happy place?
Ooh, my happy place is on the beach at sunset.
Oh, what would people be surprised to know about you?
Um, ooh, great question. Uh, actually, I don't know. It's hard because I'm kind of an open book and I kind of just tell everybody everything. So I don't really have anything to say for that one.
Oh, hype music or total silence before a game?
Ooh, I like my hype music. I'm the DJ of
Yeah.
the team, so I like to get the energy going.
Favorite song?
Ooh, my go-to is No Hands to start the day off by Waka Flocka. Not the day, the pregame.
One word to describe you right now.
Um, Happy.
What is the favorite place that you've traveled for sports?
Ooh, that is tough. I would have to say South Korea just due to how much kind of history and depth it had behind it.
What is the hardest part of training?
Hardest part of training is pushing yourself on days where you don't want to do it.
What is a go-to reset after a rough day?
Go to reset, drive by the beach, do a little walk on the strand, or go play with my dog.
One thing you never skip.
I never skip. Hmm. Never skip my workouts, I would say. Try to
That's probably
prioritize
true.
those. Yeah.
Yeah. What does winning mean to you now?
Winning, honestly, I feel like growth over winning, but winning is a great kind of, I don't know, end result, but it's not the end all be all. I've kind of grown to the place where it's not about wins and losses, but like what you can take away from the game that happened.
What is the biggest lesson sports has taught you?
Biggest lesson sports has taught me is just how much of the world there is to see still and experience, and how much bigger you are than your sport itself.
Dream Olympic moment in one sentence.
Ooh, that is hard. I guess my dream Olympic moment would be to be scoring a goal under the bright lights in Long Beach.
If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Cut yourself some slack, give yourself some grace, but keep pushing for your goals.
Katie, if someone's watching this and they have a big dream, but they're scared to go for it, what would you want them to know?
I would say some of the best things in life could be from confronting scary or intimidating things. So go ahead and make the leap, dive into the unknown, and you'll be surprised as to what good could come from it.
I also think that that's a mind shift. Because I would do things and I would be scared. And so from now I know I turn that word into excited. And
Mhm.
then it's not such an intimidating thing. What are your thoughts on that?
Exactly. No, I love that. I remember back before I went to Korea, every time I had to try to make a decision, I removed the idea of whether it was a good choice or a bad choice. It was just a decision, and it would, lead me to a place down the road in the future. And I tried to just get rid of the stigma behind, oh, this is good or this is bad. I was like, it is what it is, and I'm going to enjoy it for what it is.
I think that is so smart. What have I not asked you today that you'd like to share?
Um, I guess I would just take the opportunity to just promote USA Team Handball. I mean, we are all a pay-to-play sport. All of our athletes are working full-time jobs as well as trying to train full-time in order to pursue the Olympic dream. So any help, whether it's like sponsorship, donorship, or just like giving our social media account a little algorithm boost every now and then would be much appreciated in order to help us grow our game and get closer to our goals.
Katie, thank you so much for being here. We are all cheering for you in 2028.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
And to everyone watching, if something feels a little scary but exciting, that's usually the thing that's worth going for. I'll see you next time. I'm Christina Flack, and I'm too busy.